Okay, continuing on to time, right? Like the first question that comes to mind, especially when we're talking about, the universe or like physics in general, is, well, where did physics or everything really start from, right? Where did time start? Well, the most obvious answer to us, at least, would be the Big Bang, right? Assuming the Big Bang theory is correct. Time literally started, like zero point 0.0 seconds was when the Big Bang, occurred. Or at least that's how we think about it. So all of time, started at that point and is now advancing forward. What, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
You say time started at 0.0 seconds.
Okay. A lot more point zeros. Yes, of course.
No, wait, no, that doesn't change.
No, because, well, technically zero without any decimal places would be the most accurate.
That's not what I'm trying to argue.
Oh, that's not what you were trying to say. Okay.
What I'm trying to argue is that did that point ever happen? Like, did t equals 0 ever happen?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like,
or
if we're talking about things happening require a time interval for them to happen in. Right? Like all these eras in the Big Bang that we were talking about on the Big Bang episode all happened in a time interval. But t equals 0 is not really an interval. It's a point. No, so how can that happen?
But my idea, and this is just like a spontaneous idea here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Like, imagine time is like 1 over x, right? The graph.
Okay.
Right. So it goes to infinity at 0, right? So like something like that. It's just like a mental picture. So you can pick any interval of time going all the way up to 0, but not including 0. But saying that something started at 0 is just not defined. Like, you can't have something start at 0.
Okay. So time is technically, that's true. Time is not defined at 0 because nothing, yeah. I mean, I guess you can think about it like that because time,
as far as we know, nothing was real. Like, we were purely on the imaginary plane, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, we had no idea what was happening. We weren't even here yet.
And so if you think about your experience as an alive observer, as like a series of images, right? Just like flowing through time. Just like what your eyes see.
Okay.
It's just like a series of like frames, right, passing through time. And this is actually there are a lot of implications to this, but if I want to be really hand wavy here, if you imagine those frames, right, you can't place one of those frames at t equals 0 because what would be there, right? It would just be.
But again, t equals 0, in my opinion, I think is just like it's a theoretical idea. It's where we describe the universe starting. Because if we were to say, hey, tell me a starting point for the universe. Well, we can't give you one. Well, in position coordinates, it would literally be the origin because there is no universe at this point. There's nothing created. There will only be an infinitesimal, zero-dimensional object, a point, right? Because a point is a zero-dimensional object.
I don't know if I agree with that when you say, okay, the singularity of the universe is at the origin.
No, because no. I mean, I'm not trying to say center of anything. All I'm trying to say is, if you think about it, no space has been created at the Big Bang. Like, before the Big Bang is just like wrong terminology, but like I think you know what I mean. Like before the expansion occurring, right? Like that point occurred at t equals 0 is all I'm trying to say. And then from there, at that point, because nothing had been created, it's simply a point. A point is a zero-dimensional object. Nothing had been created, so there's no space. So technically, if we're trying to put a coordinate system on this universe, well, there's going to be no numbers. It's just going to be 0, 0, 0, right? So it's going to be the origin.
But
because it's a point, right? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's that point, and then from there, you can think about it in the same way with time, right? It's not that it actually physically exists or we can find something about it. It's just that that's how we represent the starting of the universe, right, as t equals 0. Like, it's all just a representation by us. And I think that's basically it, right?